25 people living in a Colorado Springs apartment house suddenly found themselves homeless today.
City officials have condemned the house as unsafe due to a number of code violations. The house is on Wood Avenue, just north of the Colorado College campus and in the historic Old North End neighborhood. It's the same house we showed you back in February, where police investigated as a homicide. News Channel 13's Scott Harrison was at the scene back in February and returned earlier today to report on the latest trouble in a history of trouble there.
This Colorado Springs apartment house that we showed you 3 months ago when it was the scene of a suspicious death has now been condemned by the city for health and safety violations. And the question now is, what will happen to the residents?
The historic house is subdivided into apartments. We're told that around 24 people in 9 units had to leave by noon Friday. A notice was posted Tuesday, but some residents believe it's too sudden and thought they had more time.
They gave us a list from the code inspector. I took care of everything that the code inspector asked me to take care of, and then they come in and say that we didn't.
Most of the code violations are in the basement. Inspectors found loose and exposed wiring, leaky plumbing, storage of flammable materials, and other unsafe and unsanitary conditions. So, on Friday, residents began piling their possessions on the sidewalk.
And we can't even make re-entry to collect our stuff at a later date. So that's why all of us have our stuff on curbs. There's 8 families here out on a curb.
They're on low incomes. Where will they go next?
Good question.
Cars.
And my car's going
and
to be
a lot
full.
of us
My car's
are in
gonna be
cars.
full.
Passing neighbors watch the activity at the house that has been a constant source of trouble and concern.
Sadly enough, I'm super stoked. I kind of feel bad for them, and then at the same time, people haven't been taking care of the area.
City officials said they will work with residents to gather belongings and try to find other places for them to live. But residents saw little hope as they watched the house's windows and even the main entrance get boarded up.
The future of this home is unclear. Neighbors we spoke with say they don't want to see it torn down. They're hoping that someone will step forward and buy the house, hopefully to restore it to its former glory, but at least to correct the code violations and make it livable again.
In Colorado Springs, Scott Harrison, KRDO News Channel 13.